Hello, and welcome to another edition of Yoga for Classroom's Favorite Things. Today, we're jumping back into more children's literature. If you haven't checked out the first episode about our favorite children's literature books, be sure and go out and check out that one. But this one is part two of our favorite children's literature series. And this one is all about our favorite children's literature to teach kindness. I was recently interviewed for a article in the HuffPost, and they were talking about the importance of instilling kindness. And it got me thinking about how so often with our young people, we want to tell them to be kind. We want to encourage kindness, but how we do that's really important because it really does go so far beyond just saying be kind or show kindness. And there are a lot of great books out there that can help. And I like these that I'm going to share with you today because, like I said, they kind of go a little bit deeper and help teach the purpose of showing kindness. So let's start off with one of my favorites I have been using for a long time in my work, and that is the bucket filling books. Have You Filled a Bucket Today is the original one, but there are many other ones out there that kind of all play off the same idea of showing kindness by being what we call a bucket filler. And what I love about this is because young people really connect to the idea of being a bucket filler. It never failed that when I would share this book with all ages, pre-K through sixth, seventh grade, when after I would be done, when we would be discussing it, they just grasped the idea a little bit better than we just talked about, kind of that general idea of kindness. The bucket filling books emphasize that when we show kindness, we're filling someone's invisible bucket, we're making them feel good. Then when we show cruelty or aren't kind, we're taking out of their bucket, and that makes them feel bad. So it really helps to emphasize not only the importance of showing kindness, but the harm we do when we're unkind to one another. Again, for whatever reason, the idea of this invisible bucket really sticks with kids. I've had kids come back years and years later saying they remember all about what it means to be a bucket filler, and they think about it all the time when they're at the grocery store, when they're in their college classes, things like that. So it sticks, it works, it's meaningful. The bucket filling books are a win in my book. So love that one to teach kindness. The next one's a little bit more of a basic teaching kindness book, but I really like it anyway. So I want to share this one with you. It's just called Be Kind, which sounds a little bit basic, but as you go through this book, it dives a little bit deeper than that because it talks about what it means to be kind. And it talks about the different ways we can show kindness beyond some of those surface level things. It talks about the big and small ways that kindness can make a difference. And the other thing I like about this one is it kind of shows the ripple effect of kindness, that idea of acts of kindness being passed on, which can be really powerful as well to help our young people understand when someone shows you kindness, you to show kindness in return, and it goes on and on and on for longer than we could ever imagine. There's lots of fun activities to do with that to kind of show that ripple effect. So I highly recommend that one as well, especially with some of our younger grades. I always read this one to pre-K, kinder, and first, and they really, really liked it. Be kind. The next one is We're All Wonders. This goes along with the book Wonder, and then it had a movie as well. But this is a children's literature version with some really cool pictures and things. Again, if you're familiar with the book Wonder, which I love too, I would highly recommend that. I'm going to do an edition of our favorite things, which are chapter books to read with kids, and that one will definitely be on the list. But if you're not familiar with Wonder, it's a good way to teach kindness and the acceptance of differences, which again, like I said at the beginning, I like the idea of teaching kindness beyond just saying to be kind, but adding these layers of accepting others and understanding differences and empathy and all of that piece of it as well. That dives a little beyond just the surface level kindness. So Where All Wonders really emphasizes accepting each other's differences, showing kindness despite our differences, and how impactful it can be when we're willing to get to know someone who might be different than us. Along those same notes, this is a holiday book, so I recommend it for the fall. Spookley the Square Pumpkin is always a favorite in the fall. It has sort of some of the same underlying messages as Wonder, about that idea of accepting differences and how helpful and impactful we can all be when our different strengths and differences show through. Spookley, being a square pumpkin, is not like the others. So you can see there how it emphasizes that being different is not a bad thing, and we want to show kindness to those that are different from us as well. Spookley and Wonder both also have some underlying anti-bullying themes. So if you're doing anything tied to that, those are books that go great with those talks and conversations about anti-bullying. So those are some of my favorite books about kindness. Like I said, I think teaching kindness is really important, but I also think it's extra important to go beyond surface level kindness and into some of that more depth and understanding of the power of empathy, the power of accepting others, the power of really being able to show that we care about one another, but that we're willing to have hard conversations when needed. And that kindness does not just mean brushing off any problems, but kindness means doing so in a way that doesn't harm others. So those are some of my favorites. Again, have you filled a bucket today? Be kind. We're all wonders. And last but not least, Spookley Square Pumpkin. I hope that helps, and thanks for joining me for another episode of Yoga for Classroom's Favorite Things. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.